absolutely. I'm glad that after a few years, after meeting in Costa Rica by the University of Peace, which I neglected to say you were the co-founder of, we finally, enfin, got a chance to sit down and talk together.
Very good.
Yes, absolutely. First of all, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yes, sure. Now, you have, after a life of dedication to peace, come up with a plan that you were presenting to the UN and to others through your website. A plan that you feel is going to be, it's a practical plan. What kind of feedback have you received so far from it?
Well, let me say that I did something which is very similar to you, namely...
No, I to you.
No, a few years ago, my wife said to me, Robert, there are 2,000 days left to the year 2000. If you would write one idea a day, you would come up with 2,000 ideas by the 1st of January 2000. And I said, okay, I will do it. And that was really a great adventure in which I wrote now 5,500 ideas for a better world. So exactly what you are doing.
Exactly.
And in the middle of this now, you had the Iraq crisis, on which so many things concentrated that I said to myself, wait a minute, we are the beginning of the 21st century. Nobody speaks about the future anymore. We have to look into the long-term future. The future can be very dismal if we do not begin to plan systematically how we would like to develop. So, for example, even in the Johannesburg conference, there was not a word about population. Well, as far as population is concerned, by the year 2050, in 50 years from now, the Western white population is going to lose 40 million people, and the poor countries are going to increase by 300 billion people.
300 billion?
Now, can you imagine what a disaster this is going to be? This is almost impossible.
At current rates of today, in other words.
At the current rates of today.
300 billion?
Now, wait a second. Yes, no, by 300, it will go from 9.1 billion, 6.3 billion today, to 9.1 billion. So in other words, it's 3 billion increase. Now, this is an incredible situation.
Extraordinary.
And nobody pays any attention to this. So I said, we have to look at the future. And then one day they asked me to speak in San Francisco, the United Nations Associations. Robert, you're an old-timer from the UN. What do you intend to do with the rest of your life? And I said, well, I have 3 plans. The first one is to have a world peace plan by the year 2010. To really get rid of all those wars and armaments and other stuff with which we are saddled, the Iraqs and others, the Middle East, Kashmir, Cyprus, which are hanging around, to really come up with a peace plan 2010. And then the second one would be a plan for a better government of the world. This planet is not governed. You have all these nations, they govern differently, and the UN has never been asked to give the advice of a government. So that by the year 2020, we should have a proper earth and human government. And then, like the sportsman, we should have a big ideal to get closer to it. So that I have developed now a third plan, which will be Paradise Earth in 2050. Okay, so this is what I am.
You're making us wait too long.
Voilà. So that the first plan exists already and has been distributed to people in the United Nations, and it has gone today to the President of the General Assembly to make them really work on the year 2010. So that is being done now, because now they're all concentrating on Iraq and other things, and they're forgetting about the future, which is here.